Hi, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. The news is not good. We can see the numbers are growing, so obviously, people are still not listening. People are still not realizing that you have to keep yourself masked up. Your hands need to be sanitized. You need to keep your distance. We have to stay alive, guys. Please, please listen to the authorities, the doctors. It's getting really, really scary. But I'm here to also bring you day 5, episode 5 of Stay at Home, Stay Entertained. We know you're at home, and so we've taken the initiative to keep you entertained. And I'm extremely, extremely grateful for every artist who has taken the time to help us do this for you. So think of the artist, think of yourself, think of your family. It's now or never, guys. Well, yesterday we had somebody who spoke to us from Kuala Lumpur, and it was amazing because he was heavy metal and he taught me how to do this. Sorry, this, yeah. So that was the first time I had ever learned how to do heavy metal. I always did it like this, and he taught me with the right way. But today we have somebody who's really on the other side of the spectrum, and I think it's so amazing. And I feel proud that as Artists Aloud, we don't differentiate, between what genre, what style, what music. It's just talent, and that's why we believe that every artist should be here. And today I'm really super, super happy to invite an artist who actually I have a special story to share with her. So I will first bring her on board, and this is Neha Chimmalgi. Hi, Neha.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Great, great, wonderful.
So, as I was saying, it was amazing. Like yesterday, we had this really heavy metal artist, and he
Right, right.
was so,
I
you
saw a
know,
bit of, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, I find it so exciting that there's so many different styles, so many different music.
True.
It's so special to know that an artist has a way to express themselves, and there are no inhibitions. They just enjoy themselves and they put themselves out there. And of course, each one of you have such beautiful voices and styles. When I saw your video that you released through us, I was really amazed. But before we start, Neha, I'd love you
Okay,
to just give a little bit of, thoda, as they say, a little bit of a expression of your voice, and we'd love to hear you.
okay, sure,
Yeah,
definitely. So I'll just present a small chaiti
Haji.
because I'll be, so, yeah, and I want to start with a chaiti because chaiti is a song which is sung during the month of Chaitra Mas and
Okay.
during the month of Ram Navami, so the birthday
Oh,
of Lord Ram. So
okay.
it's
Lovely.
being a special occasion. I thought I'll start with a chaiti.
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
Ah, ah, पिया मिलन हम जइबे हो राम पिया मिलन हम जइबे पिया मिलन हम जइबे हो रामा पिया मिलन हम जइबे पिया मिलन पिया मिलन हम जइबे हो रामा पिया 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 मिलन हम जइबे हो राम बारा बरस भये बारा बरस भये पिया घर आए बारा बरस भर पिया घर आए, हंस हंस गरबा लगई बे हो राम, हंस हंस गरबा लगई बे हो रामा, पिया मिलन हम जइबे हो राम, पिया मिलन हम जइबे हो राम.
Wow, that was
Yeah,
amazing. That was amazing. I mean,
thank you.
I just find it so beautiful when artists sing so effortlessly. Apne
Mhm.
hi, even in your own dhun and mood, and I think that itself makes a person look at you and feel like, wow, worth watching and worth listening to. But Nehaji, I have to tell you something really special because I was reading about your background,
Mhm.
and it said that you started, or very early in your learning career, you started with Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan.
Yes, yes. At the
Right,
age of 16, actually, I wouldn't call it early. It's a little late for
right,
starting classical music.
right. Well, we are, I would say, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan sisters, because I too
Oh,
did
wow.
5 year course and with Shashikala Kaikini. So
अरे क्या बात है,
yeah.
अरे वाह 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 वाह.
So
वो तो
and
संगीत विशारद, क्या बात है.
yes, and Dinkar ji was also alive at that time.
हाँ,
So
अरे वाह.
it
हाँ,
is such a
yes,
small world, and I was so
absolutely. Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, I was so excited to
Okay.
read that. I
हाँ,
said, "Oh my God, mere."
हाँ.
But I was very young then. I was I think in my eighth standard when I started, and
Okay.
yeah, so
अच्छा.
by the time I finished my 12th, I did 5 years. But
Okay.
she is one of the most amazing teachers, and I'm sure I'd love
Absolutely.
to hear your
Absolutely.
experience.
Yeah, in fact, see, like I'll just give you a background of, I come from a family of classical music lovers, so there was a lot of classical music in going on in my family. Like people would, everybody would listen to classical music and not film music. So I grew up listening to a lot of bhajans, classical ghazals like Mehdi Saab and Gulam Ali, and of course rags also. So that's how I kind of grew that interest for and then I also had a nice voice because I used to participate in competitions, and also that's how I then suddenly it grew on me slowly. Slowly music grew
Right,
on me, and then I thought, my parents said that you must go for a formal training because just
right,
singing like that is not going to
right,
you need to learn right formally. So then so that's how I started, because I was staying in Mumbai. I've been born and brought up in South Mumbai. So
right.
Bharati Vidya Bhavan was like the best choice.
Correct.
And that's
Yeah,
how I started my training, and then it became slowly, like it became into it's evolved, actually music
yeah,
evolved.
yeah.
Initially it was like, okay, I have to do it, but then it kind of grew into a passion
Of
and
course.
liking for it. And
How did you land up meeting Shobha Gurtuji?
yeah, so after I finished my Sangeet Visharad, I used to attend a lot of concerts. My parents would always take me for, concerts. So I was exposed to that, the different artists and different styles of singing and everything, different gharanas.
Right,
So I when I heard Shobha Gurtuji, I really liked her style of singing. So I that's how and I thought I after Visharad is the right time to go. Though of course after you become a Visharad, you actually feel you don't know anything because it just gives you an introduction to rags,
yes,
you can
of
say.
course,
So
yes,
it's
of
just
course.
that's just the beginning. So then I went to her. I was really very scared because I thought she may not take me. I was like, I think I would. Though I gave my exams and everything, but I couldn't really, I
Right,
thought, I'm not up to her standard. I
right,
felt.
of course. Yeah,
But then she was so nice, and she was very encouraging, and she probably saw something in me, and she accepted me as her shishya. So that was
That is so.
really nice.
And how
Yeah.
many years did you get to train with her?
Um, I think about 10 years, 9 to 10 years, and after
Wow.
that she passed away. So it
Right.
was very unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing. So when you were growing up, you said that you had a lot of bhajans and ghazals and classical. So while most kids generally sing Bollywood songs, were you singing all of the ghazals and all in the house?
no, actually, you won't believe it. I was not exposed to film music at all.
Okay.
Because every morning I get up and I'm listening to a rag, you know.
Okay, how
Yeah,
sweet.
so it's like, and somehow, I lived in a joint family. So though it was a my uncles and my father is a doctor and come from a professional background, but everybody was into something or the other as a hobby. So
Right.
my father would sing, my uncle would play the flute, and another uncle of mine was playing tabla. So we were only kind of listening to classical music. So I never, in fact, that is something I regret that I did not develop that interest for film music. I should have been, because that makes you more versatile. When you are more accepting to different kinds of different genres of music. But
Right.
I anyway, there are no regrets. But so that's how I.
You kind of feel
Um,
you missed out on the commercial side
yeah.
of
Yes.
what
Yes.
music is about. But
Yes.
you
Yes.
you've gone and performed around India, you've gone abroad and performed. How has that journey been? And I mean, if you see in today's day and age, when you look at artists and being able to create a visibility for themselves, they've got to try all of these different routes, right? You see the typical commercial artists using social media in a very big way, having managers who will represent them, creating show reels of how they perform.
Mm.
How is it for a Thumri singer?
Mm.
What has been that journey? How did you manage to create visibility for yourself, or awareness for people to book you for shows and stuff?
Okay. See, actually, I once I started learning from my guru Shobha Guruji, I used to go with her. I used to play the tanpura. So
Right.
I used to accompany her for many concerts. So people started recognizing me, and I would also sing. She was so encouraging. She would make her students even sing.
Nice.
So I got a lot of opportunity to sing, accompany her, and and during those days there was no social media and there was nothing. So whoever was seen, whichever student was
Yeah.
seen, with a
Yeah.
great artist,
Yeah.
was automatically kind of had a upper edge, over other. So I think her fame and her name probably, and me accompanying her wherever she went for the concerts, that helped a lot. So
Yeah.
that gave me, and then I also participated in competitions, a lot of competitions. That also helped. And secondly, I am married to a musician, a classical singer.
Oh, I
So
see.
Neha
Lovely.
Chimmalgi. So see, that also gave me a kind of you. It kind of opens up a lot of opportunities. So
So you've
that's
never
why
had
I'm blessed.
y'all have not had a scenario of, how Amitabh Bachchan and Jaya Badri had an Abhiman. Nothing
No,
like
no,
that.
actually, initially, I don't know. You must have read my biodata, but I am a textile designer. So,
Yes, yes, I did. Yes,
for many years, I was actually, I had I used to hold exhibitions under the name of
right,
Swayam. So,
right.
before marriage and even after marriage, for a few years, music was just as a serious hobby for me, you know. Though I used to practice, I used to do my riyas,
Mm.
I used to even participate for competitions, or even if I was called for a small house concert, I would go. But I had not taken it up as a serious career, So because I was also doing exhibitions at that time. But then I made a choice because staying with a musician, and then I also wanted to, like, a lot of people told me that you have a good voice, and I think you should just focus on music.
Right.
And then I had to make a choice. I couldn't do both, so then I gave up my that
But
aspect of.
tell me, in today's day and age, do you think an artist can actually? I mean, even with what's happening with COVID right now, right? For the last year and a half, I think every industry has suffered, and the artist, unfortunately, is not even recognized as an industry as yet. So, they've been very badly hit. So, do you think, I mean, looking back, you would have been in a better position if you had, a parallel kind of career as well, or it really needs this kind of focus, for you to build your career in it. What's
Yeah,
your thought?
yeah, I think if you want to do music, it requires full focus. You cannot do two things, and I had tried that, for a few years. Like I said, I was doing exhibitions. I also wanted to but I couldn't give justice to music, along with business and all that. And I also teach, so I have a lot of students. So that way I have a, I have a teaching career also.
Right,
So it's not
right.
just performance, so
Yeah.
that is
I,
there.
I, I think that is one thing that artists really need to kind of, like you said, when it came to you as well, it was being with Shobhaji, being able to perform with her, and being heard when she was also doing her shows, gave you an opportunity to kind of, diversify and build your own career.
True.
So I guess in one sense, you're passing the baton on.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. And even being Shobhaji's student, disciple, that also, people call you because of that.
Of
And
course.
especially once when when your guru is no more, there are so many concerts happening in her memory, and people want,
Correct.
you know, disciples of such legendary artists.
Of
So
course.
in that, as I mean, I have been fortunate. I can say that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
though there are many wonderful singers and great artists, but not many people get that opportunity. And I
Yeah.
think even staying in Mumbai, I think makes a lot of difference. I feel, Mumbai being
Right.
the hub of classical this thing, so that scenario also, I think that also helps. And yeah.
I also read that in 2009 you were part of the Festival.
Yeah. Yes,
And
yes.
yeah, and that is something that, as Hangama, we've been partnering with them. In fact,
Okay.
so for the last 3 years, as an extension of the Khazana Festival, we've been running a talent hunt for Ghazal artists. And
Okay,
it's
nice,
amazing.
very
I mean,
nice.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, right from the first year, we've actually seen people sending in entries from cities we didn't even know existed. And people have this thing कि अरे गजल तो कौन 40 के ऊपर ही लोग सुनते हैं. But the average age of people who have been sending their entries is literally about 20, 22.
True.
And for someone like you also, right? When you
Yeah.
started off at 16,
Yeah.
possibly your peers would have been listening to,
Yeah.
mainstream Bollywood and all of that.
Absolutely.
Did
Absolutely. Yeah.
did you ever get did you ever get kind of influenced by your friends ki yaar ye kya seekh rahi ho ye suno? Did you ever have
Never,
that?
never, 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 never.
That's good.
I,
That's
I was
damn.
so I was so much in love with learning rags and riyas karna. It was me. I was so happy that it never. In fact, people used to tell me, "Why don't you sing Bollywood songs? Why don't you sing film songs?" I said, "No, I don't feel like." And I'm
Right.
a person who likes to improvise, who likes to do my own thing, come up with my own style. Like even if I'm presenting a rag, I like that creativity aspect in music. And
Yeah.
I'm not a person who can copy and sing,
Right.
reproduce, and
Right.
I don't like to do that. So I'm very bad at that actually. So if you tell me to sing a Bollywood song, exactly copy it and sing it the way it is, I cannot do it. I will always
Right.
add my own thing and into it. So
So let's hear you sing something, not what you've released recently with us. We'll get to that, but something that possibly a rag or a thumri, a popular thumri, but done in your own style. Why don't you give it a shot?
okay, fine. I'll.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a Dadra sung by my guru, Shobha Gutuji. नजरिया 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 लागे नहीं कहीं और नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं और नजरिया नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं और नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं और नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं और तुम तो बलमा तुम तो बलमा जैसे तारों में चंदा तुम तो बलमा जैसे तारों में चंदा तुम चंदा हम चकोर नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं और नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं और तुम तो बलमा बलमा तुम तो बलमा तुम तो बलमा बलमा जैसे ऋतु में सावन तुम तो बलमा जैसे ऋतु में सावन तुम सावन हम मोर नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं और नजरिया लागे नहीं कहीं और लागे नहीं कहीं और लागे नहीं कहीं और
That was so beautiful, so beautiful. You know,
Thank you.
कहते हैं ना रूह को छू जाती है. It's like that. It was really, really nice. So you have done a lot of concerts, and now you released even a song, through us. Where is your comfort zone? Do you prefer performing live, or do you like being in the studio?
I I I love to perform live. I like in front of it could be a small baithak, it could be an auditorium. So
Right.
that gives me a lot of happiness and satisfaction and yeah.
Yeah, and you performed at NCPA, you performed at Nehru Center, you've done,
Yeah,
different capacities. You've gone to the US, you've traveled there
yeah,
as well.
true.
Uh, how does, I mean, obviously, when you've traveled to the US, I'm assuming it's been to an Indian audience.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
but how has the experience been, being in another country? Does it feel in your own, crowd, or it feels different?
No, absolutely. I think it feels really at home, because
Right.
and actually it's a very because there are usually small bethaks at homes at that person's place, so it's a nice ambience and a very homely kind of a feeling, and
Right.
it's fun. I love performing in these even small touch the small audience, and but people who really like appreciate and who really enjoy this kind of music.
Yeah.
So
What's
it's
very interesting is, like, I mean, if you take the example of this show that recently went on Amazon called Bandish Bandit, I don't know if you had a chance to see
yes,
it.
yes, yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
it's amazing how they were able to capture the Gen Z audience because,
Hmm.
my daughter, she's going to be 18 and she loved the music. And I don't think it could be more traditional and more rooted into India the way the
Absolutely.
music there was.
Yes, yes.
What do you think about, the different sounds that are coming out in India today? How familiar are you with it and what's your thought about that?
Sounds in the sense in
So
classical
you
or
have this,
different
no,
kinds of
different. You have hip
genres.
hop. Yeah, you have hip hop. You have electronic. Rock, pop. I mean, have you had a chance to experience all of them?
Frankly, no, I don't listen to. I
I'm
don't
thinking
listen
अगर
to all.
बॉलीवुड नहीं सुन रही हो तो दूसरे कहाँ सुनो?
Yeah. So Bollywood also only a few songs which I feel I like. Okay, appeals to me. I listen. I don't actually.
But as a musician, what
Huh.
what is your thoughts about the different genres that are coming out today? I mean, like for someone like us also, when we launched Artist Loud, a lot of people used to say there was either Bollywood or there was non-Bollywood.
Yeah.
Nobody understood all these different genres.
Different genres.
Yeah,
Yes.
abhi kafi hai. So, I mean, just as a third person viewing the space, or I'm sure, with so much of social media around, somewhere there must be some kind of sounds that come to you. What's your thought as a musician? Because you definitely,
Uh,
yeah, please go ahead.
yeah. Yeah. So I think you know an artist should explore different genres and should sing whatever or whatever perform whatever he or she is comfortable in. So whichever style is that. So as an artist, I mean, as a if you want to, as a musician, you should explore and do what you're good at.
Right. You've never
I
thought of
don't
doing
think
something
you
fusion?
don't need to do. Sorry.
You've never thought of doing something
Yeah,
fusion?
yeah, I would love to do fusion. That's something I like.
Right.
Yeah, because it again, I mean, I'm singing my style again, but I wouldn't mind, mixing it with some, a
Right.
Western instrument, or that I would love to experiment. So
Correct.
I think you should do what you're good at, because now, I've seen people are sticking to what they are good at. You don't need to be versatile. Don't need to be
Yeah.
knowing everything, but
Correct.
do what you're good at. It could be hip hop, it could be rock music, or it could be anything. But I
Right.
think you should stick to what you want. You don't need to diversify into many different genres.
Correct.
Because I think that will bring about that uniqueness in you. So
Yeah.
I feel it's good to do what you're good at.
Yeah,
Just perform
I
and
guess it's the age long saying that they say that be a master of one rather than
exactly, rather than
a
being a
jack of
jack
all.
of all.
Yeah.
No, but there was a time where I remember I many years back when I just wanted to explore into this world, this studio and recording and all. And those were the times where they expected the artist to know a lot of genres. They
Yes.
wanted me to be comfortable in singing rock also, in Western music also. That
Right.
there was that phase where they expected that from an artist. But I think now
I think
things have
that must
changed.
have also stemmed from how Shubha Mudgal ji did Apke Sawan, someone who was such a classical singer doing
Right.
rock. So, I think she
Exactly.
kind of started a pattern, I mean, a trend, and every artist was, it's a typical formula. You find the formula, sabhi sabko ghusao usme. So,
Hmm.
but
True.
coming to your song, Tadpe Bin Balam, I love the video. It's very simplistic. It's you presented yourself, like you said, core to what you are. You're a singer, you're a musician. You don't need to have the flash. And with the sarangi and the tabla, it's very simplistic, but yet I think the colors and everything, very very beautifully, very serenely made. So how did that come about? I mean, was that intentional, or was that like because of Ghana hai, abhi baki jo karna hai karo? How did that happen?
Uh, yeah, so this Shubhang, who's this videographer, who's a cinematographer, so it's actually shot at his place. So he
Okay,
had this beautiful wall,
right.
and I really loved that. So he sent me a few photographs and a few props, and also I like this wall particular. And being a textile designer, I'm very fond of these kind of this kind of stuff. This is
Okay.
so, and actually I was supposed to wear a different dress, but I then later on somehow it was not looking nice, and then I landed up wearing the dress which was very similar to the background.
Right.
So, but then it was, I know it's too much of a matching, but I think at the same time it was looking nice also.
No, it looks very nice. I
Yeah.
mean, in fact, that's the, see, I think the good thing is the visuals are, it's so simple that you
Yeah.
actually focus, and the song is beautiful, the voice is really nice and beautiful. So what happens there is that you don't need to focus on anything else. You just want to listen to the song and the voice, and
Okay.
the rest could be anything. Uh,
Right.
yeah. So I mean,
So that's it. It was just we. I think we must have done the shoot in some 3-4 hours. That's it. So it like because we had decided, I had seen that wall, and I was really, I like that wall. I said I want, let's do something, keeping that as the background,
right.
and
And this is a
and
tradition,
I wanted simple. I wanted something simple. I
right?
didn't want, yeah.
Sure. And is this a traditional Thumri, or it's something that you've written and composed? How's the
No,
song come?
this is a traditional. Actually, it is
Okay.
a Kabir Bhajan. Okay,
Okay.
but many have sung it as a dadra. So it has been adapted in the form of dadra style of singing also,
Okay.
and legendary artist Siddheshwari Devi ji has sung this, and many
Okay.
other artists also have sung it. So it's a traditional composition. I don't know where exactly it has come from, but many of these artists have sung it, and
Nice.
many have presented it as a Kabir Bhajan as well as a Dadra. So I wanted it to be as a Dadra. So that's how I kind of.
Okay. So let's hear it again. We'd love to
Okay.
hear it.
Yeah. Balama, balama, jiya तड़पे तड़पे बिन बालम मोरा जिया तड़पे तड़पे बिन बालम मोरा जिया तड़पे तड़पे बिन बालम मोरा जिया तड़पे बिन बालम बिन बालम मोरा जिया तड़पे भये पंथ ना सूझे, पंथ ना सूझे, साई बेदर्दी, बेदर्दी, साई बेदर्दी, सुधी भून लिया तड़पे, बिन बालम मोरा जिया तड़पे, मोरा जिया तड़पे, मोरा जिया तड़पे.
That was extremely beautiful, Neha.
Thank you. Sorry, my voice is getting too dry. You're talking.
हमने आज आपका रियाज पूरा कर दिया है.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the plan for you going forward? How are you, I mean, how has COVID affected your, your shows, and how are you moving forward with your teaching as well? I'm sure everything must have moved online now.
Yes, yes. I'm doing online classes, and I gave a lot of online shows also. So
Okay,
that was a nice thing. It was a new experience,
right.
and of course not nothing like a live audience and
Of course.
performing live, but I think it was good. It kept my riyas going. It kept me going. So that was I was fortunate to get a few concerts,
Right,
and then teaching is always is online, so that was also okay.
right. And are we going to look at, I mean, see more new content coming out?
I maybe not so soon, but maybe yeah, maybe in some
Uh,
time, maybe in a year or
we
so.
need to have people soak in this song first. I think it's got a beautiful melody, and
Yeah,
uh,
it's
you
a
know,
beautiful. The rag is Kirwani. It's and the beauty about these compositions is like they're rag based, and you also explore a little different rags when you improvise. So that is the best part I like about semi-classical music is
yes,
you are singing classical at the same time you have that freedom to improvise, and
right.
so
Yeah, I mean, from what I
yeah.
hear you
Otherwise,
speak,
of course, pandemic has been it's been terrible. I think
yeah,
just let's all pray that this whole we come out of this as soon as possible. And I'm always sending prayers to that we should all be safe and healthy, and that's it.
yeah. No, I'm hoping, like everybody, I'm sure that the vaccine really does what it's supposed to, and of course, people start listening and start using their brains and really do what is required, whether they're vaccinated or not, because that's the only way this is going to. And we really need music and concerts and everything to come back because,
Absolutely, absolutely.
it's like it's become so silent, uh,
Yes, yes,
you know
yeah,
yeah, and I think that is something that needs immediate change.
absolutely.
Neha, it was really really nice having you, and thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for your beautiful songs.
Thank you
uh,
so much. It was so lovely talking to you, really. And
Most welcome.
yeah.
Yes, please, what would you like to say before we leave?
Um, you mean any? Yeah, I think we should all just stay home, stay safe, and just build our immunity. And let's hope that we come out of this fast so that we can get back onto our, the life that
Routine.
we had before COVID.
Correct.
And get back
Absolutely.
to our concerts and whatever that we are doing in life. Let's pray that the life comes back to normal, everything becomes
Yes.
normal.
Yes. Yes.
And I think, yeah, one should just follow one's passion and do whatever you just I think just enjoy what you do, and that will be great.
Super. All right. Thank you so much. It was great fun
Yeah.
having you, and keep the music going and look forward
Thank
for more
you.
such new stuff coming out of your. Thank you.